Right then guys, welcome back. Next video now, we are going to look at adding in some headlines. So we're going to use the text tool again. We're also then going to have a look at adding in the puff in the next video. So this one's going to be all about the headlines. The next one's going to be about the puff. So we're going to use the text tool. So the shortcut for the text tool is T. Just literally T on your keyboard. And you can click where you want to start typing. We're going to use the headline TIN, Tiny's got the X Factor feeling. ... So we now go to the move tool, which would be V. So come back and click on here. So if you look at this, it doesn't look right at the moment. Yes, the text is way too big. But also you can see the F is overlapping, so we need to double click on the text to highlight it, and just here in our character, so if you can't see this, if it's disappeared, you go to window and we come down to character. We're actually going to change down this height feeling. At the moment it's 190. We're going to reset that back down to 100. Okay, that will just literally, I'm going to reset the width down to 100 as well. That will just basically take the text back to like what it should look like. That's starting to look there. All we're going to do is press Control T, and we can actually then make this slightly smaller, so it starts probably not to go over his head. So this is where we're might have to move some components or features around. So that looks okay there. My only issue is it's probably not very big and it doesn't really stand out. So we're going to rename the layer first. We're going to call that headline. And we're going to go onto our main image layer. And I'm going to move the main image a little bit this way, so it's just about there, just like that. So it's just kind of off center now. Let's go back to our headline, and we're going to press Control T again. We're going to move it around, and we're going to put it just around, I'd say just about, you can move it with the arrows, about there. And let's bring it just so the dots probably just end on its head like that. So just about there, press enter. That looks right, it doesn't look too bad. If you go back to my example, you see I've got a red to make it stand out a little bit more. Again, you can decide what colour you're going to use. I am going to change the colour of the font so it stands out, so I'm going to double click it to highlight all the text. I'm going to come up where it says black at the top here, and I'm just going to change that. I'm going to go for a red and press OK. You can see it's a little bit more, it does stand out a little bit more, you can see now. So Tiny's got the X Factor feeling. And that's our main headline. My only concern is a bit too much white space there, so I could probably move this up a little bit into there, and it then probably will stand out just that little bit more. Right, so let's add in now a cover line to go with this. So we're going to go back to our text tool. So you'll notice on all magazines the cover line is always smaller, and normally it's a different colour, so it doesn't sort of clash. So it's not as obvious. So we're gonna use a pull quote this time. So we're gonna use some speech marks. I want to put "she was really that bad." So this is like an extract from maybe something he said in the extract. So we're gonna highlight it. So it's nowhere near the size we want or the colour. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna use my blue colour we used earlier. I'm gonna come back up to my move tool, or I can change the font down just here like this. Put about size 22 maybe at the moment, 22-ish. Move that just in there. So it's just below, and it's associated with the main headline. Obviously here you'll see that my main headline links to my main image. They should always be linked. What I'll ask you to do now is to put in a headline, and then maybe think about adding just in here, like I've done on this one, another subheadline if you want to. Okay, I'll show you in the next video how to add in this sort of red stripe so it goes behind, and we're going to again look at adding in a puff.